Russian investigators have announced Wagner leader Evgeny Prigozhin's death after genetic testing confirmed his identity among the 10 victims who died in a deadly plane crash outside of Moscow last week. CNN's senior international correspondent Fred Pleitkin has this story.
Less than 1 week after the fiery crash north of Moscow, Russian authorities now confirming Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin was among those killed in the incident, as were members of his leadership team. Molecular genetic examinations have been completed, the investigating committee says. According to their results, the identities of all 10 dead were established. They correspond to the list in the flight sheet. The news shocked some in Russia, but appears to have surprised few, as makeshift memorials have been popping up in various cities, like here in Moscow. I think these conversations about Prigozhin's mistakes and different assessments will be forgotten, and only an image of a hero will remain in people's memory, this man says. They did a great job. They are heroes for our country, this woman adds. A brilliant future awaits Wagner. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. And this man says it doesn't leave any new emotional feeling. It just confirms that we are united and there are less and less of us. The Russians say the investigation to find the cause of the crash is ongoing, while the Kremlin called speculation that Russian President Vladimir Putin may have ordered the jet taken down, quote, an absolute lie. But Putin's spokesman now says it's not clear whether the Russian leader will attend Prigozhin's funeral. Putin's words for the deceased Wagner boss, lukewarm. He was a man with a complicated fate, Putin said, and he made serious mistakes in life. Putin had called the mutiny Prigozhin unleashed in late June treasonous. The Wagner private military company, once one of the strongest forces fighting for Russia and Ukraine, has been in limbo since then. Wagner will probably get new leadership loyal not just to Vladimir Putin, but also to the Russian Defense Ministry, says Russian analyst Sergei Markov, who's close to Wagner.
The Wagner Group is a symbol of the victory, so it's reasonable to preserve somehow this name, this nick, this label as a symbol of victory.
The organization could undergo major changes, though, as the man who turned Wagner into one of the most powerful mercenary outfits in the world is now confirmed killed.
Of course, Alex, a lot of open questions still remain. What's going to happen to a lot of the Wagner fighters? Are they going to sign with the Russian Defense Ministry, possibly go into the Russian military? Also, what's going to become of Wagner's business in the Middle East and, of course, also in Africa? And the biggest question, who's going to be the new boss of the organization? Alex?
Fred Pleitkin, thank you very much.
Out front now, Abbas Galiamov, former speechwriter to Vladimir Putin. It's good to have you with us tonight. What do you think Prigozhin's death, what does it say to you about Vladimir Putin's mindset?
Well, the fact that Putin preferred Prigozhin to be dead instead of being active says to me that Putin cares much more about defense now than defense. He's more on the defensive than on the offensive. Prigozhin was really necessary for him from the point of view of expansion, both in Ukraine, in Africa, in Belarus now. He was the kind of person on whom you could rely from the point of view of going forward. But he was too dangerous from the point of view of domestic security. He was too wild. He couldn't be controlled well. So he was destabilizing situation in the Russian elites a lot. And so Putin preferred to domestic stability to foreign expansion. Mm-hmm. This is what I see. He preferred him to be dead just to protect his throne.
So do you think that Putin has more or less support inside Russia right now since Prigozhin's death?
Look, I would say that the result is twofold. From the point of view of the elites, of the ruling bureaucracy, which is of extreme importance in an authoritarian state, Putin's position has greatly improved. All the Russian elites, they see that Putin is still capable of controlling the field, so to say. Like if somebody causes trouble, he will not live for a long time. Because, for these 2 months that passed since the moment of Prigozhin's mutiny until he was dead, like it seemed that the whole world of Russian politics was shaken. Like it seemed that you could cause trouble to Putin and still feel well. Prigozhin was doing okay. He was, he got new projects. He got finance from the government. All the criminal investigations against him were stopped. All the money confiscated from him, he got it back. So it seemed that the rules of the games changed. You can act on your own without caring for Putin, and now it's over. Now all the Russian elites see that no, the message is clear. Putin is telling, man, don't think that if you cause trouble, you will feel okay. The general public, it's different. They care about the aesthetics, so to say. It should be not just done; it should be done nicely, convincingly. And what Putin made, it doesn't seem beautiful. It doesn't it's not a knightly behavior, so to say. Prigozhin was acting in the open. He was acting openly, and what Putin made was something like a treason, some kind of treachery. He stabbed Prigozhin in the back. And so, from the point of view of Putin's image, not nice. So Putin, he won on the one side, he lost on the other side.
Yeah, it sounds like from the way you put it, too, it makes the possibility of perhaps another challenge to Vladimir Putin much less likely today. We will see what the coming months bring. Abbas Galyamov, really appreciate your insight tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.